Hello, human friends. This is Rudolf of Germany speaking. This is my 24th video of my educational series about the relationship between the tall white alien race and humankind. On my way at the moment to a mission which takes me for a few days out of reach, but I promised you in my last video to give you a few hints about how a average, ordinary human being can become sort of a superhuman and join us tall white aliens on our quest for a more recharged, for a more intense universe we all want to live in. First of all, I want to tell you a short episode which happened to me yesterday when I was traveling on a high-speed train with a friend who is a human and belongs to the, well, political class, you can say. Names are not important in this connection. It sounds a little bit strange to you, but this happening, which I'm just shortly want to talk about, is a very good example of the bending of time and space. Since we are traveling not only linearly through space from one planet to the next, from one dimension to the next, but also in a bent fashion back and forth in time. I did not watch quite carefully yesterday in this particular train. I was talking to some people around me when, at a speed of about 240 kilometers an hour, inside the train, on my hand, which was resting on a table in front of me, a bird, a pigeon, did his business on my right hand, right here. And the people in the train who were present at this moment, they were basically looking in disbelief, looking up to the ceiling. Of course, there is no bird, there is no such a thing as a pigeon sitting on the ceiling of a high-speed train. What happened was, I was not very carefully in my entrance into the time-space loop, and the pigeon which did his business on me, to so to speak, shit on me, did this a few moments earlier when I was still standing and waited for the train with my friend. But since there was a confusion in the time-space frame, I had the bird do his business with a time lapse. It sounds strange, and interestingly enough, and that shows you how human beings are built, mentally built, spiritually built. People saw it. I wiped it off with a napkin, and we laughed at it. And I asked that even provocatively, what do you think about this? How can a bird shit on my hand in a high-speed train at 240 kilometers an hour, and there is no bird at all? What do you think about this? They looked at each other, smiled again, and tried to find some solution. They didn't find any. And it was only a few more seconds when they started drinking their coffee and spoke about something else. This little example, which has been happening to me yesterday, human time, Earth time, shows me that you can put a pink elephant into your bedroom, and if you don't want to believe it, that it's there, you won't see it. And all the people around you will react the same way. People only see, hear, and think what they want to. That is the first lesson today I want to give you, that you have to come out of your cage, of your mental cage, in order to see more, in order to really see what's going on around you, which is much, much more than you can imagine. This is the first little explanation about how mind works. Now, if you want to become a superhuman, somebody who comes out of this mental cage, which the human population lives in to 99.99%, you have to meet some preconditions. These preconditions consist of, first of all, intent. You have to know that you want to become a superhuman and understand more than the average person understands, and break out of the limits of the slave life which you are meeting here on earth. Secondly, you have to have an iron will to go to any length and any kind of necessities to reach that goal. Third of all, you have to have unlimited patience. You have to spend probably the rest of your human life in order to achieve at least 1 or 2 steps in the right direction to become a superhuman. If you are not willing to do these 3 steps, there is no way in the world that you will ever reach the form of a higher being. Fourthly, you also must be willing to leave, if necessary, your own family, friends, environment, country, belief system, work, money, anything you have until now believed to be valuable to you. To stay naked in front of the world and dive into the unknown. If you do that, if you are willing to meet these 4 requirements and have unlimited, as I said, patience until you see the first results, which you will see for sure, that much I can promise, but it will be a very strenuous, long exercise. If you're willing, and if you feel deeply inside the needs to break out of this miserable human life, which ends as it began, hopelessly, if you are willing and able to do that, I will help you with it. I will give you in the future, but only a very selected group of you, which I have to prove first, if these people are able to, willing to, and worthy. If you are one of these very few selected people, we can work together, and I will assist you all the way to the end which you want to achieve. Now I have to go on a small mission, and I will speak to you once I will be back, and I give you more instructions in one more video, and very soon we have to change the content, and we have to change also the viewership, because what I have to tell you in the future will not be for the public to be known, only to a very special audience of very special people who have the potential in the future to step out of themselves, out of their human nature, into a more highly regarded, intergalactically highly regarded form and species. Until then, I wish you a pleasant day. Your Rudolf of Germany.